Celebrity True or False?
You can't handle the truth.
All right, Celebrity True or False with Ali Larter. Landman again premiering this very Sunday on Paramount Plus. Let's start, however, with your first break of your career. True or false? Your first break came when a modeling scout stopped you on a street and asked you to star in a commercial for the Philadelphia Phillies.
That is absolutely true.
Where was this?
In Philly. Someone came up to me. I was with my mom, and I grew up in Cherry Hill, which is 10 minutes from Philly.
Sure.
And they asked me just to be in a Philadelphia Phillies commercial. And then I got there and I did. I had to be in a bikini. I was very young. I want to say I was probably like 13, maybe 14 years old. Like 13, I think. I mean, really young. And I had to go up to the lifeguard and give him a couple tickets to see if he'd be my date for a Phillies game.
And geez, like what?
Yeah.
So this was in, when would this be?
I mean, babe, I'm 49.
No,
so.
I know, but I mean, so I'm just trying to see who would be the Phillies stars that you were.
I mean, Mike Schmidt.
Okay. Mike Schmidt. So you're walking up to a lifeguard on a beach, saying, "Let's go to a Phillies game."
It was probably like yes.
Oh my God.
That was my idea of a great date.
Then that was.
So then it was like the way to go.
And that's how your career was essentially launched?
So it pretty much started there. Then I got a rep in Philly and was doing small things like for Strawbridge and Clothier and like our local little department stores. And then that led to me going to New York to Ford Teens and started working in New York and, taking that Peter Pan bus, all the way up the Jersey Turnpike, doing my go-sees and coming back to Exit 4, trying to still stay in high school and live a world that quickly felt too small for me.
No kidding.
So it kind of led me into, kind of everything, my whole destiny and my future.
But it all started
with the Phillies.
It started with tickets to the vet.
That's
is
right.
what you're saying.
That's right.
Man, isn't that amazing? Okay, so that's true. Next up, true or false, you got Varsity Blues after a close friend of yours named Amy Smart persuaded you to audition for it.
Okay. Not true.
Okay.
I got the role first.
Okay.
Before she got it.
Okay.
I was actually roommates with Amy in Milan when we were almost turned 19 years old. And so I was coming from Jersey. She was coming from Topanga Canyon. And we were put together with the same agency in Milan.
Okay.
And we spent 3 months together and had the best time and became the best of friends. At that point, I had deferred not to go to NYU, which was my father's dream, was for me to go to school. But
yes.
I was independent. I was making my own money. And I was like, I just had things I wanted to do in this world. So I kind of jumped the pond and got to Los Angeles and started in acting classes with Amy Smart.
Okay. And
that's when, I had the Allegra Coleman Esquire article, and then I got a manager. And, for me, every door that's opened, I've run through. It's like every opportunity I took as a chance to kind of get closer to my dreams.
Sure.
And I just kept charging it. So, yeah.
So, again, the Allegra Coleman you're referring to is your fake character in a fake Esquire article.
They cast me as a model in that role, but it was so believable that our town, Hollywood, actually believed that it was true and was like, who is this girl?
So you're like AI before there was AI, like this AI actress that's apparently all over the place and she doesn't exist.
It's true. And nobody can keep up with everything, you know? And so it's like, oh my gosh, who's this girl I'd never heard of? And everyone wanted to hop on the train. So again, that was another opportunity for me when doors opened and I was able to meet with managers and executives and studios. And that was just, kept getting closer to the dreams.
So you got the gig from your own, gumption, and you just happened to be, and Amy Smart happened to.
Yeah, oh, for sure. So I was actually shooting a Coca-Cola commercial at that time at Paramount, and I had to run across the street and meet Deb Aquila, who was the casting director, and I'd already auditioned for Brian Robbins, who was also the head of Paramount, who just left there now, and I work for Paramount now, which is wild.
That's wild.
But it was
plus,
a really
Paramount. Now you're putting the plus in.
Paramount
Let's
Plus.
not forget. Okay,
yeah,
right.
But it's always been a special place for me, and going over and seeing the water tower, and that was really my first big break was Varsity Blues.
Damn, and then the iconic scene is the next one here. True or false? The whipped cream bikini from Varsity Blues is actually shaving cream because the whipped cream wouldn't stick properly.
This is true. Am I going to talk about this when I'm 84 years old?
Why not? If you don't mind. I mean,
oh my gosh,
okay,
yes.
But that is true.
That is true.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
If you would like, we can just move straight on from it if you'd like. All right, next up. The casting director for Legally Blonde initially thought you were too young for the part of Brooke but you got it anyway. Is that
This
true?
is true because me and Reese are the same age. So Reese Witherspoon was cast as Elle Woods.
Yes.
And they wanted me to come in for some of the other characters, but I didn't want to because I really thought that Brooke Wyndham was so funny. And I just loved that she went to jail, and I love that she sacrificed everything to make sure nobody knew about her little plastic surgery situation.
Right.
So I went in and, I had to win it. And I got it. And then we just dressed me a little bit older and yeah.
And so,
because me and Reese were in the same sorority, so we couldn't have been. I was older.
How exactly?
The storyline.
So, well, since you're, a businesswoman who's been falsely accused.
That's right.
And gets off because of the way perms are delivered.
That's exactly correct. Do you have daughters?
I do not, but I'm just a pop culture freak.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I do have
With
one
a
daughter.
wicked
We have
good
not
memory.
shown. I do have one daughter. I shouldn't say that, but
Okay.
that's not the reason why I haven't shown her Legally Blonde just yet. I'm sure you have shown your kids.
You
right?
know what? My kids don't. Well, my kids can't watch most of my things. That's the reality.
Speaking of Varsity Blues, but
speaking
okay,
of a lot of them,
right?
But no, my daughter has seen Legally Blonde a while ago. But people still love it. It's one of those ones that just kind of hangs on and makes people feel good when they think about it, see it, or talk about it.
Sure. Last one for you, just going full circle. You landed your role on Landman. It required multiple screen tests to beat out 12 other actresses. Is that true?
Times thousands. I mean, I auditioned 4 times for it over a couple months.
Damn.
It was arduous. From starting on tape with just 4 pages to the point where when I was flying down for my screen test, it was 16 pages. The night before, he sends us a 3-page monologue just because Taylor wants to put you in the fire. I mean, I have enough space from it now to maybe understand his process a little bit. But it's just incredibly challenging as an actor to go into those situations. And, it was a ton of material, but I really, for Angela specifically, I had done the work on it and I felt like there was so much that I wanted to say with her. And I love that she was such a provocative, bold character and a woman in her prime who was owning it, living life in this way that she didn't have to follow the rules, that she lives it by the way that she wants, which is like heart and grit. And so I went down there and I don't know, by the grace of God, I held on and just tried to stay calm.
Did you know at the time you were going up against 12 other professionals?
It was supposed to be, there was supposed to be 8, and then they added 4 more. And I was just like the night before in that hotel room, like laid out horizontally. Yeah. Just like just so nervous. You're even going to see someone in the hotel, and you go
were all in the
and
same spot?
We had to stay in the same room and wait for each person to be called in one by one over 2 hours.
You know who they were?
I do.
Damn.
I do.
Do we want to spike a football here?
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. But I'll also,
I mean,
man, I've been working for so long that I learned from a young age that you just don't compete with other women or other actors. My dad,
you lift him up.
You lift them up, and they're not really my competition. My competition is only me. And my father taught me that at a very young age. So, hi, how are you? Talking to the girls, and then you throw your AirPods in and you just stay in the zone because you're there to work. You're there to deliver.
Well, I mean, you're perfect for the role. You're perfect in it. And
thank you.
And now I'm that's been confirmed by the fact that you really think it's a good idea to yank senior citizens out of their homes to take them to a strip club.
You shouldn't see me like the last couple of weeks of filming because it's all blended by then. Like there's so much Ali Angela all in one thing. Now I've had like a couple months away. My head's kind of getting put back on straight.
Right. And again, working with Billy Bob, he's been here a couple times and he's awesome. He's just a good dude.
He's like a savant. I mean, honestly, he's brilliant. He's a poet. He's an extraordinary actor. I think one of the reasons the show also works so well is we both have the same work ethic. We're first there, last to leave. Totally generous. We love our crew. There's a ton of respect there. Everyone comes prepared. We do each other's off camera, even if it's a FaceTime, to keep it all in the pocket.
No kidding.
Yeah. And so I think that there's just a generosity that he brings to it. And when you get to work against someone of that level of talent every day, it just rises you up.
Yes.
And so I think it started where I was I revered him. And now he's my sparring partner. And I can't wait to get there to kind of play ball with him to see where we're going to go. Because it's like we have what's on the page, but now what we're doing is in a whole different world.
I mean, your FaceTimes with them are laugh out loud funny. Yeah. Certainly since the way that the phone rings when you ring him
face.
up.
I didn't even know until I saw it. I was like, that's the worst. That looked horrible.
You didn't pose for that? Or they just screen grabbed it?
No, they screen grabbed it.
And you learned it when did you learn?
When I saw it.
You mean for the first time on TV?
Yes. Well, no, I had seen some earlier screeners.
I bet. Okay.
But my gosh, it's so unattractive.
Hey, you're acting. It's your role.
Exactly.
It's your
all
role.
for the work.
It's all for the work.
All for the work.
And again, I can't wait for this new season to hit, and it hits this very Sunday, November 16th on Paramount Plus. Billy Bob, you, Andy Garcia, Sam Elliott, Demi Moore, Michelle Randolph, just to name a few. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.